Have you ever been so close to giving up? I have. And in those moments, all you see is the long, hard road ahead and all the reasons why it's just not worth it anymore. But today, I want to tell you 12 stories of people who failed and failed again, but never gave up and in the end became successful. J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became the worldwide phenomenon we know today, the book was rejected by a dozen publishers. In fact, even after the first book was published, the second book was still turned down by several publishers. But J.K. Rowling never gave up. Today, the series has sold over 500 million copies worldwide. Dr. Seuss. Before becoming one of the most beloved children's authors of all time, Dr. Seuss was rejected by over 30 publishers. That's right, 30. Can you imagine? After his first book, he was told he had no talent for writing or illustrating and would never make it as a children's author. But he never gave up, and today his books have sold over 650 million copies worldwide. Walt Disney. Walt Disney was fired from his job as a cartoonist for not being able to keep up with the demands of the job. Later, when he started his own animation studio, he went bankrupt. But through it all, he never gave up on his dream of creating animated films. And in 1937, he produced Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was a huge success. Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg was rejected by the prestigious film school of his choice 3 times before finally getting in. Later, when he started his career as a film director, he was turned down for many jobs because he didn't have any connections in the industry. But he did give up and eventually became one of the most successful film directors of all time. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as a news anchor for not being ladylike enough. Later, she was sexually assaulted while reporting on the streets. But through all of this, she never gave up on her dream of becoming a journalist. And in 1986, she became the host of her own talk show, which went on to become one of the most popular talk shows of all time. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was kicked out of the company he co-founded because the board of directors thought he was not fit to lead the company. Later, he founded another company called Next, which failed to gain any real traction. But through all of this, he never gave up on his dream of creating innovative technology products. And in 1997, he returned to Apple and helped turn the company around, making it one of the most valuable companies in the world. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team because he was too short. Later, he was also rejected by several NBA teams. But through all of this, he never gave up on his dream of becoming a professional basketball player. And in 1984, he was drafted by the Chicago Bulls and went on to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Bill Gates. Bill Gates was not always the successful businessman we know today. In fact, he was once fired from his own company because the board of directors thought he was not focusing on the right things. Later, he started another company called Microsoft, which was almost immediately sued by the government for being a monopoly. But through all of this, he never gave up on his dream of creating innovative software products. And today, Microsoft is one of the most valuable companies in the world. Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders was rejected by investors over 1,000 times before he got the funding he needed to start his fried chicken restaurant. He was also rejected by franchises who didn't believe in his product. But he never gave up, and in 1952, he opened the first KFC restaurant, which went on to become one of the most successful fast food chains in the world. The Wright brothers. The Wright brothers were rejected by investors over 100 times before they got the funding they needed to build their airplane. They were also laughed at by many people who thought that flying was impossible. But they never gave up, and in 1903, they made the first successful flight of a powered airplane. Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was rejected by his teachers, who said he wasn't smart enough to learn anything. Later, his first business failed, and he lost everything. But through all of this, he never gave up on his dream of inventing new things, and in 1901, he invented the motion picture camera, which changed the world forever. Henry Ford. Henry Ford was rejected by his father, who thought his idea of building cars was crazy. Later, his first car company went bankrupt. But through all of this, he never gave up on his dream of making cars affordable for everyone, and in 1908, he founded the Ford Motor Company, which went on to become one of the most successful car companies in the world. So never give up on your dreams. No matter how many times you are rejected or how many times you fail, as long as you keep trying, you will eventually succeed. I hope these stories have inspired you to never give up on your dreams. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.